Hi guys, welcome back to Technical Chopal. Today we would be discussing how to set up the Cisco SD-WAN lab in a EVNG. And here I would show you the example of my topology, which I have set up to achieve almost all the scenario of the Cisco SD-WAN learning series. That's where I would show you the each and every component, what the role of the different devices, how to configure those. And here I before we start, I would request you to please share and subscribe the channel so you can get the information for the upcoming videos as well. Let's start. Continue.
Topology, what we have is that let's assume this is the controller section, okay, and this is totally hosted somewhere on the cloud or internet, okay. So we have a vManage, we have vBond, we have vSmart, right? And all of them are non-redundant. So what we did is in a form of this topology to replicate everything is this segment until this one is that we have made a virtual internet. Okay, what this virtual internet does have is the 1.1.x range. However, in the original case, there would be a different scenario. So just assume this is a internet which you got it from your provider. Further to uh, connect this my virtual internet to the real internet, I have used one net router which will translate all my traffic which is coming on this router to be netted on this interface where I'm getting a real network. Okay, and then it will go for the internet stuff. In addition to that, I am the red lines. What you are seeing are the internet connection, which is going to the always on the fixed interface. If you see on G0/0 or on this one, it is again the internet. It is going to the ETH0. It is going G0/0 and ETH0/0 on this one, right? So and this device is providing me the MPLS connectivity, and further then I'm taking the G0/1 is used for the MPLS. In addition to that, I have used a VPN 512, which is my out of band VPN to get the access of the devices from the out of band. Okay, so let's first do the build out this underlay part of it. Okay, and then we will move on the overlay. Okay, so there is one error. Basically, 251 is being used here. So it should be 250. I'll correct it when I will be typing it. Okay, so that's the typo error. I'll fix that. Okay, so let's go ahead to configure the net router to ensure that anything coming on the net router should be able to get it outside. Okay, so let me access the trying to see if I can access by the HTML console. So I can start my all the devices in one go, or maybe I'll power on few of them. Simply start. Okay, so I will hit on this device simply, and we'll try to connect. Enables. Simply, I can go ahead to configure the host name if it is not configured. Net router. Now on this one, this ETH0/0 would be interface ETH0/0 IP address DHCP, which I am saying that it should get the IP address from my internet range. Okay, it should be allowing me the internet interface ETH 0/1. I say IP address 1.1.250. You can see that ETH 0/0 got the IP address, right? Dot zero, no sut to WRI. I'll tap the IP net inside to make sure that it received the inside. I mean, it has been an inside interface. Will take a second to fix that.
This device, I can simply say Internet L2 switch, host name L2. I don't need to do any configuration. If I want to do, I mean, the spanning tree or and all of that, I can do it, but not major configuration. Okay. So I have made the inside interface ETH 0/1 as in the inside. I can go interface ETH 0/0 IP net outside, right? Because of course that's the my outside interface. We know the basic concept of the net, right? Uh, Now I can go ahead to configure one default route, which should be pointed to the my internet gateway. So 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0, 10.0.0. What was the last IP address of the gateway, Vishnu?
One.
Dot one, right? Name, I will say internet. WRI. Let's ping 8.8.8.8. Yep. Let's ping source interface ETH 0/1, which is my inside interface. Let's see, the translation is not working because I have not configured the translation yet. So it is not able to reach it. So I need to configure the net translation. So config T, IP, access list, extended internet, or I'll say to internet. Internet permit IP any. So I'm saying that any traffic hitting on that inside interface should be netted. Okay. Going back, IP net IP inside source list. I think it should be IP net. Yeah, that's right. It is source list. And I will give the list name. So to internet. I will say on the interface ETH 0/0 overload, right? So it's simply that I'm saying that net my traffic, which is hitting on the ETH 0/1 should be netted on the ETH 0/0. Okay. Now I can try to ping it again. Let's see if the translation is working, and translation is working. So IP net
translation. You can see the translation is happening. So ICMP inside local was 1.1.250 from where I originated. Inside global is netted to the 10.0.15.128, trying to reach to this. You can see this is the IP address of one of the interface, 10.0.1, 5.128. Any question on the net part of this one? Since I'm finishing the, yep, all good? Okay. So simply to refresh again, is that what I am saying here is that take any traffic which is hitting on this one should be net on this IP address on this interface, and this IP address is picking up the IP address from the DHCP. Okay, let's move on further. So net router done, internet switch. I can make it little better. So I can say spanning tree mode, rapid PBST, and I can see apart from ETH0/3, I can make it port fast and whatever, but I'm good. I'm not very much concerned. Just assume that this configuration is being provided by the ISP. Okay. Let's move on the next device, which is this guy. Enable, I'll say config T, hostname, internet. URI, rapid PBST. I mean, no major configuration. Even you will not do it, it is not going to hurt you. Okay. So I'm going to shut down, close this since I don't need it. Net router configured, closed. Next, I will go and do the DNS router configuration. So DNS router configuration is nothing, it's just the one of the device of us, which is going to provide you the DNS plus DHCP. So one thing I can do quickly is that I'll stop and I will see at it for a moment. Give me 1 second. I'll hit DHCP. Take this. Should be DHCP. Okay, so I will just power on this guy and will do my initial configuration to make the DNS ready, so that it can provide me the DNS resolution for my internet bound traffic, which is 1.1.x. Okay, so go ahead to do that. Enable config hostname DNS DHCP not legal. I'll correct it. It has been accepted. That's okay. Good. Next, I will see. Let me configure the DHCP, the IP address first on this. So interface ETH0/0 IP address 1.1.253 255.255.255.0. You can have the Windows DNS server. I'm just using the IOL image for simulating the DNS and DHCP part. Okay, I can say that, and in the real environment, you don't need to do it at all yet. It's just for lab purpose. No cert. I can go ahead to say IP route 0.0.0.0 1.1.250 name to internet. So I can ping it 250. I can even ping 8.8.8. Yep. So my connectivity is going through. Now I need to configure IP DHCP pool. So IP DHCP pool internet network 1.1.250.0/24 default router 1.1.250, which is my net router IP address, right? DNS server 1.1.253, which is this device itself, right? So that I'm saying that when you advertise this information, I mean, you provide the IP address, whom should be the DNS server, right? So this is the DNS server, right? What else is the missing? DNS, DHCP pool, default router DNS. I will go back and exclude some of the IP address. So IP DHCP exclude address 1.1.1.251 to highest IP address 1.1.1.10. Let's say I'm saying that reserve the 1 to 10 IP address for just for sake of static IP address wherever I use it. I can also reserve 1.250 to 1.1.254. What does it mean by that? I am reserving my vManage, vBond, and all these IP address should not be dynamically allocated, as well as the one which I have statically used should be used as in the static. Rest everything can be DHCP. Okay, so I'm done with the DHCP part. I need to configure the DNS. So lab.local IP domain lab. So we are using the lab.local as in a domain for us. Okay, and I can see IP host vmanage .lab.local 1.1.1 to vbond 3 vSmart .250 for jettp.viptela.com jettp.viptela.com dot 253 DNS. Okay. And IPDNS server. One command which I think I forgot is, so let's say ping vbond uh, you can see my resolution is working. Indeed, I'm not able to reach it, but I got the IP address, right? So if I will ping to vManage, run pool, I forgot one thing which I need to update is the domain. So domain lab.local. So when this device will provide the information, it will provide everything related to it. Okay. So
Internet. Why this MPLS line is connected to internet?
okay, so this MPLS line is connected to the internet because your vManage, vBond, and vSmart are on what internet, right? True.
Yes.
Right. So if any my vEdge want to make the control connection to the vManage, vBond, and vSmart, how it will make is that there has to be a connectivity from the via the MPLS path to the internet, right? That's where in the real world what we do is that we take the okay. So what we do is usually we keep the firewall here in the real world, right? Data center does have a firewall, and what we take is that we take like the traffic to go from here via the MPLS, take it to this way to the core and this firewall net it and it go to the internet, right? That's how it reach it, right? But in this case, since we are not trying to do increase the complexity of having a firewall, we simply that, and then firewall actually here is netting it, right? So private to public has to be net somewhere. So in this case we are giving a direct line from the MPLS to the internet, and we are netting on the MPLS router itself to say that if you want to reach to the 1.1.2 or 1.1.1, you have to be netted on one of the public IP address, which we have here from the public pool.